What up, YouTube? Clay here. Beautiful Saturday morning. Got about 30 minutes before we pop the restaurant open for the day here. And just wanted to just talk. So I wanted to touch on a topic that's kind of, a lot of Canadians right now, they freak out and they come unhinged and unglued about the whole situation or the topic. And it makes zero sense to me. Because, if you are a regular person like ourselves that are just trying to work for a living and you're really going nowhere in life, you're just kind of sitting there spinning your tires, you start looking for other avenues to pursue, right? So here we are. Me and my wife, been married 13 years now. 13 years, I think. And, we've been working our buns off. And the harder we work, the farther behind we get, right? Because of the state of decline here in this country, in this province, in this wherever, this economy. I really don't find a good excuse as to why this country is suffering so bad economically, other than stupidity and ridiculousness and stupid policies and out of touch elites that have no clue of the day-to-days that the working person is going through itself, right? So, we've been working 10 years, and what do we really have to show for it? We don't own a home in Canada. We don't own our business here in Canada. We own the name of the business. We don't own the property. What do we actually really have? We've been trying to buy a home throughout the years, and the bank just tells us no every time. You don't make enough money. You don't qualify. You're not rich enough. It doesn't matter that you two work 80 hours a week, and it doesn't matter. You don't qualify. You're not allowed. Which is getting to be a little ridiculous. So last year, me and my wife, we were like, okay, well, this is getting to be ridiculous. Like super, super ridiculous. We work, we move to another market where housing is cheaper. Then you have to set up shop there. And they want 2 years of work history. So by the time 2 years rolls around, you're already priced out of that market. So you move to another market where you're like, okay, houses aren't $500,000 here for a little tiny home, right? But what does the bank want? They want 2 years of work history to show stability. Okay, so you work your 2 years. You set up shop, you work your 2 years, and by then, you're priced out of the market. So we've done this 3 times now, okay? We're on our 3rd time around here. We've been here for 3 years. We got priced out of the market. I can't justify in my lifetime spending more than like 150, 200 max on a home or anything. Like that's a sucker's trap for the rest of your life where you are indebted and it's not feasible. I will not even have this home paid off by the time I die, and my child will inherit the debt of a non-payment home. It's just not feasible. Okay? So what did we do last year? We said, this is getting ridiculous. Our dream is we just want to own a property. That's all we want. So we were looking at cheap pieces of land. And even then, where are we going to come up with $100,000 for the half payment for a little piece of land somewhere? You want an acre or two, you're looking like $100,000 plus. You can buy little tiny lots inside of like a little village out in rural Saskatchewan or Alberta or something like that, but you can't just live there. You have to build a $200,000 home on that thing. if you want that $10,000 lot, and that's just never going to happen, right? I just want a piece of land where I can go, I can develop my property slowly over time to building code. I mean, I don't want to do anything that's not to code, because that's ridiculous. Or just live off, have a homestead, right? And those kinds of properties are hundreds, 200s, 300,000, and the bank wants 50% down, so that's even worse than a home. So we couldn't afford a home in the first place, let alone a piece of land. So we're like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? This country is getting ridiculous. How do we move forward? So last year, we were looking, and we ended up buying a piece of land in Florida. Okay, at the lake. At a lake in Florida. An acre and a half. $18,500. Fantastic. We put a down payment down, and we were allowed to make payments. Boom. We own an acre and a half down in Florida, which is great. We actually own something for once. But we weren't able to do it in this country, and we work and pay taxes here. And without a pay stub, without banking history, without proof of funds, America opened its arms to us and said, you want a piece of land here? You got it. Come have it. It's all yours. So that's what we did. We bought that acre and a half down in Florida on the Panhandle there, close to Panama City Beach, on a nice lake. And a nice forested lot out in the country. Beautiful piece of land at the lake. You know what a piece of land here in Canada at the lake looks like? $1 million, $500,000, $600,000, and the weather sucks here, right? So here we are. We're like, okay, that's great. Florida's great, but it's a little far. We want to own property, okay? We want to own things. Because our money is just evaporating into thin air. The longer things go on here, and it's getting devalued more and more and more, and it's getting to be worth less, less, and less. And we're not getting anywhere. We're not getting anywhere in this country. Not at all. Not even close. We're not even in the same ballpark, okay? So I'm looking around, and I was like, well, we need to do something. Our money's just sitting in a bank evaporating. Our cash is just sitting. Not that we have a lot of money, I think we worked all summer. And after we bought our RV so we can live at our restaurant, so we can continue working, I think we had, $10,000 left. And that was a lot of 80-hour weeks and hard, sweaty days to get there. And sure, we had a little bit of cash, okay? So in the course of a year, we were able to save $10,000. Isn't that precious? So I was like, okay, we have to do something. We have to make investments. We need to have something. We're self-employed. How are we going to have a future? We're not able to make the money physically because we're just getting taxed and priced out, and inflation and everything else. Our food costs go up. We can't raise the prices on our food. What are we going to do? So I started looking again. I was like, okay. I was looking, and the property we bought in Florida, we paid $18,500 for it. It's now worth $28,000 USD, I might add. So I was like, okay, where else are you going to make an investment like that and make a gain like that on such a small, minuscule amount? You can't do that in the stock market. You can't do that investing. So I was like, okay. So the other day, I was looking around, and I'm looking into the mountain regions in Colorado. I was looking in California, Colorado, Idaho, Montana. Well, I started looking in Canada first. I was like, maybe, you never know, maybe there's a piece of land here we can afford, and we can have something in our own country for once. But sure enough, no, didn't exist. Not a thing. At least not here. No. So I started looking to America again. Ye olde faithful America, the land of opportunity. And I found a property in Colorado in the high mountain desert in a climate similar to the Okanagan, but much warmer, much nicer, and much more mild in the winter. So I called up the realtor, said, hey, I like this property, talk to me about it. And so what did we do? I offered the seller $5,500 down payment and let us do payments for the next 2 years. And what did the seller say? Absolutely. Boom, we just closed on our second property. So, working in this country, paying taxes in this country, contributing to the banking system and paying our fees and making sure we're not in overdraft and keeping up on all of our bills means nothing in this country because we can't afford nothing in this country. Okay, so now I've got a mountain resort property. It was 2.5 acres. 2.5 acres, maybe about an hour out of Colorado Springs, up in the mountains, in the high desert. Beautiful, beautiful area. And now we got that property as well. And we paid $15,500 for 2.5 acres up in the mountains. With these, I didn't have to prove my income. I didn't have to show a bank statement. I didn't have to provide a job reference. Nothing. And now we own 2 properties in America and 0 in the country that we've been trying and fighting so hard for in Canada. So make that make sense. Okay? Obviously, it seems pretty lucrative for me to invest my time and effort into America, because America is actually giving us a hand up while Canada is giving us a kick in the bag while we're down. And it's getting to be enough is enough. All the signs, all the writing on the wall, everything is pointing towards Canada is just in decline, and it's not even worth trying for. Okay? Like, it's just not even worth it. So, we're going to work some more here, and we're going to try to save up whatever we can, and we're going to try to do a little side hustle. I don't know. Whatever we can do, raise some more money, cut costs. Now that we're living in our RV, I mean, there's like $1,200 a month extra that we're not paying on our apartment and everything like that. And once we get to the threshold, I'm going to sell this business, because why not? I've worked my ass off to build it up to what it is. And we are moving to America, and we're going to go live on our land that America allows us to have, because I apparently can't have any land here. I can't have a house here. I can't have nothing but debt and misery here. So I'd say right now, if we didn't own this restaurant, we wouldn't be able to survive, because thankfully the restaurant supplements our food costs. Now that we live on the restaurant, it supplements our bills, our internet, our power, and everything. The restaurant pays for it, which gives us a little bit of breathing room, so we can maybe put away like that much at the end of the day, the end of the week, the end of the month. I mean, it's still tight, and we're still having a hard time just breaking even, but it's slowly kind of happening. And this isn't just like, okay, you worked 40 hours a week and you got a few bucks. This is we are working 80 hours a week and barely breaking even. Okay, so it's not that we're not working and we're not trying. Okay, we are literally working 7 days a week, 80 hours a week, and just aren't getting ahead. I mean, it never used to be this hard. When I was like 20, I'm 40 now, I just turned 40. When I was 20, 18, 19, I made $20 an hour. Okay, I could afford my apartment, all my food, my bills, my expenses, and have a little bit of money left over at the end of the week, so I could go out. And back then it was, go to the bar, go play pool, hang out with your friends, do all that stuff, go eat, That was all doable. That was all of reality. Nowadays, that is bankrupt country. You can't do that stuff. You just can't. And that's what's getting sad here and rough about this whole situation. So make it make sense, Canada. Call me a traitor. Call me treasonous. Isn't that what the Premier of BC just said? You treasonous people going to America, you traitors. Well, what about Canada? What about the government? Aren't they traitors? They turn their back on people like us that go out and work 80 hours a week, and we can't even afford anything in our own country. That is treasonous. Meanwhile, they're going to be receiving a nice cushy raise. You know, some of them making $200,000 plus a year and others $300,000 plus a year. And between me and my wife last year with the restaurant, we made $40,000 after we paid all of our expenses. The two of us working 80 hours a week. We made $40,000. So that's the dream. Trying to work for yourself. You're working extra hard and you're getting farther and farther behind. Okay, so make it make sense. How is it that we can go get 2 properties in America and we can't have 1 in Canada? Doesn't make sense. So guess where I'm spending my time and effort and my money and my energy? It's trying to go somewhere where seems like there's a future, right? There's no future here. I've been chasing the market all these years, 12 years, and we're always missing the boat. And we missed it again, and we're not missing it anymore. We're going to go where there's still opportunity, and there's still prosperity, and there's still a future. If you go work hard over there, you can live the dream that we were sold here in Canada, that if you work hard and do everything right and follow the laws, you can have a good life for you and your family. But it's not a reality here any longer. So, sad to say, but I don't know. I don't feel too patriotic these days. And I know a lot of people get super mad and say, don't let the door hit you on the way out. You guys must be rich. You must have someone paying all your bills. And you must not have to work for a living. Because anybody that's boots on the ground, like my family is, where we're working our buns off and we're not getting ahead, I think we all share the same sentiment here, that it's just not really working for some reason. It's not working for us. And we're priced out of a market and priced out of a dream and priced out of a future. But I do see light at the end of the tunnel. And it's south, down in America. Land of the free, apparently still. Yeah, sure, America's not perfect. But you know what? America lets me have a future. They said, okay, you want some land? You got it. Canada has turned its back every time. Every single time I've tried, it's been no, 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 no. So, I don't do no's too well. I do yeses. You know? I'm a yes man. I want to go and I want to prosper and I want to be where there's a future, possibly. Who knows? Maybe there isn't. What I do know is I own 2 pieces of land in America and not a single thing in Canada but debts. And farther behind the harder we work. So, let's just leave it there today. Some food for thought. If you've been down the same path as me as a Canadian, priced out of the market, and Canada's turned its back on you, and America hasn't, or you want to go to America, let's connect, because we are actively working to go somewhere where we will have a future. So, that sounds like something. Hit me in the comments. Let's talk about it.